People all speak really positive of him, so that was pretty interesting. Also, George Zimmerman, he talked the other day about wanting to.
Good morning, YouTube. This is Pablo again with another video, another public service announcement. This is part 2 of the other video I sent regarding never taking your woman for granted. I got a lot to say, man. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to share. I have a lot to express. This is probably the only way that I'm going to be able to just let it all out, right? I mean, I would have loved to have let it all out to the woman that I love so dearly, but she's not giving me the time of day. I think she's still in the healing process. The only time she will communicate with me is through, an email, and it's only, regarding the car, because we had a car together. She got a car under her name, which I pretty much drove and took over, through the 5-year span we were together. She didn't like to drive, she didn't like to park, she wasn't going to be dealing with the alternate side parking and all of that. So, I took that over, right? And because I work farther than she does, so I pretty much needed it more than she did. So, part of the breakup was, I'm going to leave you the car because I know you need it, but, you're going to agree to, continue making payments. So I did. So that's the only time that it's the only time she will communicate with me, if it's regarding the car, right? I try to talk to her. I try to express my feelings to her, and she completely ignores it. It's like she is not interested in anything that I say at all. She has zero interest. But she has interest in, giving her time to someone else, right? I think that's just her way of trying to forget about me. I guess is her way of trying to move on, right? Whether this guy that she's with is a friend, or this guy she's with is her man. I would really hope that it's not her man, because, listen, man, we all human beings, and we all go through tough times, and we all go through rough patches in our life, especially in relationships. And when you're in a long relationship, you cannot just shut it off like a light switch and just move on to the next person just that fucking fast. Like in a matter of days, matter of weeks. Like you don't give yourself time to heal. You don't give yourself time to just be alone. Like, is it really necessary to have another man in your life? Especially when you're going through the shit that you're going through. You need to rid yourself from men for a moment and think about you and you and yours. I don't know, maybe she's not really all there. Maybe she's looking for someone to talk to. Maybe she's seeking that attention from someone else because all the attention she was trying to get from me, she wasn't getting, right? You know, I tell her that no matter what happens, that I'm always, always, always going to be there for you. All I want for her is to be happy, right? You know, she's going through a lot. I'm going through a lot. So what I gotta really do is I gotta focus on me, right? And making me happy. Because if I don't make me happy, there's no way in hell I can make anybody else happy. But in turn, I really don't want to make anybody else happy. The one person that I tried to make happy is not with me anymore. So, you know, I know that I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life. Probably gonna be that old man, you know, with fucking 10 dogs, and, you know, nobody comes around to see him, and nobody cares about him, and shit like that, right? Sounds about right. I mean, I don't want to wish that on me, but the way things is going, man, who knows? But I gotta focus on me. I gotta focus on my health. You know, I got this promotion at my job, you know, as a road supervisor, which I'm enjoying so far, so good, right? There seems to be room for growth in my company, because the person who's training me is actually going to be moving up to either become a safety manager or operations manager, and he's training me to take his place, because he sees the potential in me, right? So he's taking a chance on me. He sees the potential in me because I'm learning fairly quickly. There's other road supervisors on staff, but it seems like he doesn't want to give them the responsibility of a lead, and wants to take a gamble on me. So, you know, I'm excited for the challenge. I'm excited for the opportunity. Hopefully that'll you know, I can gain some experience, and I can use that experience. It'll look good on my resume, and, you know, I can, you know, maybe go somewhere else with that, or I can just stay and ride it out and see what happens, right? I got my little increase. It ain't much, but it's a little increase. So, you know, I'm alright with that. You know, there's still other, you know, I still want to, you know, pursue other avenues, but I don't have the money for it right now. And, you know, in order to make money, you gotta spend money to make money, right? So I'm waiting until, you know, I get my taxes to see, you know, how I can shake and move. My living situation fucking sucks. I live with my mom. I don't got no fucking privacy at all. You know, they don't have no consideration that a motherfucker sleeping, they talking mad loud and all that shit. It's like, whatever. This is what I put myself through, right? Because I was living a peaceful life. I had a nice fucking comfortable bed. I was cuddling up every night with the most amazing woman of my life. Body is soft as butter, and I fucked it up. So now I gotta figure out how to get out of that situation. try to get myself a room where I can have a little bit more privacy. When we broke up, you know, like I said, she's given me a lot of chances, you know, and I've been persistent, fighting to get her back, but I haven't been persistent in keeping her, which is so fucking crazy, man. It's so fucking crazy that, you know, I would be so persistent and so consistent in fighting to get her back, and fighting to convince her to take me back, and she would fall for it, and she would take me back, and things would be good for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two. I'm showing her mad love, I'm showing her mad attention, I'm fucking her often, you know what I'm saying, sex is good, and then all of a sudden I get comfortable again. You know, I have my days where, you know, I'm showing her love and attention and we having sex and it's great and everything. And then there's other days where it's just like, I just want to chill, just lay back and chill, fall back. Like, I don't want to be bothered, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be having you all over me and stuff. I just like to just chill. It's always been like that for me, right? And then other times, you know, I want to be affectionate, I want to be loving, I want to be, but it's the consistency that bothered her. She wanted it all the time. And the times that I would just chill, she felt neglected. She felt ignored. You know? We'd be in the house a lot of the times. She's on her phone. I'm on my phone. We don't engage. We don't conversate. We'll watch a movie together, but we're in separate, sitting on separate couches instead of cuddling up together and watching a movie together. When we're laying in bed, she always got her back towards me, always on her phone. And we don't ever engage when we're laying down together. You know, it's clearly all my fault, because I'm the man in the relationship, and I'm supposed to be the one to lead, right? I'm supposed to lead, and she's supposed to follow. And it hasn't been that way. So no, I gotta suffer. And, you know, I'm gonna suffer for the rest of my life. I got gray hairs from all the motherfucking stress that I've been going through. You know, I went and took a stress test, and my stress levels are very, very high. And you can die from stress, you know? There are people that have died from stress, which leads to a stroke, which leads to a heart attack, maybe a fucking brain aneurysm. They stressing so much, something burst in their brain, they drop dead, they probably die in their sleep, something. Stress will fucking kill you. And my stress levels are fucking high. So, you know, I decided to leave her alone. I decided to, you know, let her live her life the way she wants to live it. You know, I really hope that this guy that she's talking to treats her better than I did. you know, she's stubborn, she's hard-headed, so she's always gonna do what the fuck she wants to do, right? So I just hope that the decision she made was the right decision. You know, she was just supposed to, as she told me, I'm gonna focus on me and my daughter. That was it, right? She was just going to focus on her and her daughter. She wasn't gonna let no man get in between that. She wasn't gonna give her time to no man. She's going through a lot, and she needed to and she wanted to deal with it on her own, is what she told me. But then come to find out that she's giving her undivided attention and her time to another guy. So she's not being honest with herself. She's not being true to herself. And it's okay. It's okay. Maybe she's needing someone to talk to. Maybe she's needing a guy friend. She got female friends. She don't really have guy friends. The only guy friends she has is, you know, the dudes in her job. Maybe she needed an outside guy friend, right? To help her cope with this. Since I couldn't help her cope with this, right? And, you know, she left the lines of communication open for me. When we parted ways, you know, we still had each other's number. You know, we had all forms of contact. She didn't block me, right? But it was pretty much her saying, just leave me alone right now. Leave me alone. When I'm ready to talk to you, I will talk to you. Just leave me alone. Give me time to figure this out. Give me time to myself. Give me time to be alone. Give me time to think. You know? Just give me time. Because women, they value their time alone. And their time alone is their time to reflect, to think, to, you know, reboot, re-strategize and figure out what they're gonna do, figure out what went wrong, figure out what could have changed, you know, figure out if they want this, figure out if they don't want this, figure out if they want to, you know, pursue it, figure out if they just want to give it all up, you know, figure out, you know, a lot. Women are free thinkers, and a lot of the times when they're alone, that's when they do a lot of their thinking. So she was pretty much telling me, give me my time, give me my space. I will contact you when I am ready. But me, just being me, and just being completely afraid of losing this woman, that I didn't consider her feelings. I didn't grant her wish to be alone. I kept pushing her, and I kept pushing her, and I kept pushing her. And I kept pushing her, and then it started getting more and more uglier as the days went by, because it was like, now when we talk, we're fucking fighting, we calling each other all types of foul names, we're fucking threatening each other with this, with that. Well, I mean, it's pretty much me. I'm doing that, right? I'm doing it, and I'm being very vindictive, man. And I'm not that type of person, man. I'm really not that type of person. But I love this woman so much, man, that I can't let her go, man. And it's like, I can't even give her fucking time to breathe. I can't even give her her space. And that's what she wanted, right? She wanted her space. And I think that's what pushed her away even more and wanting to talk to somebody else. Right? If I would have had left her alone when she wanted to be left alone, maybe she wouldn't have been forced to talk to somebody else, right? So now she's blocked me. Now I have no form of communication with her. She blocked all my messengers. She blocked my text message. She blocked my number. Only way that I'm able to talk to her now is through an email, right? And that, you know, how often do people check their emails? So it's like, to get a response from her is slim to none. The only time I would get a response from her is, like I said, if it has to do with anything that has to do with the car. Other than that, she refuses to talk to me. And I fucked it up, man. That's why I was saying in my last video, don't take your woman's love for granted. Because the same woman that loves you and cherishes you and will go all out for you is the same exact person that if you fucking fuck her over, she will fuck your whole entire life up. The same person that loves you is the same person that will fuck your life up. Remember that. And she fucked my life up. Well, let me rephrase that. She didn't fuck my life up. I fucked my life up. Right? Because she didn't do anything wrong. This woman was 1,000,000,000% faithful to me, loyal to me. She couldn't live without me. She couldn't live without me. But I made her learn how to live without me when I left to St. Louis to pursue a fucking trucking career, which didn't fucking work out. And I was out there and I did some dumb shit and she found out about it. And because, you know, women are fucking FBI agents, man. When they got a feeling about something, they're gonna fucking hold on to that feeling and they're gonna do some fucking investigations. And that's exactly what she did. I was too stupid and too naive to think that at all. You know, I didn't have any faith in this woman to say, like, she ain't gonna know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. What's she gonna know? Right. Don't never fucking underestimate your woman, man. Don't never underestimate them, man. They will fucking find shit out and you will be like, how in the fuck did you know? You would think that you covered your tracks. You would think that you covered your tracks in every way possible. Nah, man. There's always going to be, you know, a crack there's always going to be something that's still going to be out there. She found out. And I think that was the day that made this relationship fall apart, right? I mean, even though we wound up getting back together, and she still tried to love me, right? She never forgot about it. She never forgot about it. She might have forgave me for it, but she never forgot about it. And it was eating her up. And it took a little bit away from her every fucking day. Right? So she couldn't find it in her heart to trust me. She couldn't trust me. She got back with me. You know, we tried to make it right between each other. But she could not trust me. So that's why she couldn't be with me. Because she couldn't trust me. You can't be with somebody if you don't trust them. Right? It never works out. Because you're always going to have it in your head that this person's going to wind up cheating on you again. But I never gave her that. I never gave her the notion that I would. I tried every single thing that I could to show her that, look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm moving past it. Let's just work on us. Let's work on our future. You can trust me. You can trust me. She wasn't trying to hear all that. And then tragedy struck in the family, and things that's when things really, really didn't get better at all. And, as a result, she says that she was unhappy with me. Maybe that's true, right? Because I didn't put my best foot forward in assuring her that things will be okay. I didn't put my best foot forward in assuring her, holding her, and talking to her, and letting her know, we got this. We can be strong together. And I didn't make her happy in an unhappy time, in an unhappy situation. So she remained unhappy. I ignored her feelings. I ignored what she was going through. And she's like, what the fuck I got this nigga in my house for? What the fuck I got him for? You know what I mean? He's not even trying to fucking, be compassionate with what I'm going through. And, so I might have had some part in that, but most of the part was that she was unhappy with herself and unhappy with the situation, and she was unhappy with me. So 3 unhappy situations that just caused her to just say, that just caused her not to want to be with me anymore. So now it's like, I have to leave her alone, because the more I push, the more she's going to hate me. And I really don't want her to hate me. I don't want her to hate me. That's the last thing that I want her to do, is hate me. For her to spew hate. And I mean, she treats me and she acts like she hates me. And I be like, yo, why do you hate me so much? But it's not that. It's that she doesn't want to deal with the back and forth. She doesn't want to deal with the back and forth. She needs her time. She needs her space away from me. She doesn't want to hear from me. Until maybe when things get better. When things get better, and she sees that I had left her alone, and she hasn't heard from me, then maybe she would reach out to maybe get an update on how I'm doing, what I've been up to, what's been my progress and stuff like that, and maybe talk like that as friends and become friends in that manner, right? Just checking up on each other. I mean, I know this woman loves me, man. I know she loves me, bro. You're not gonna just fucking be in a 5-year relationship and then shut it off like a light switch just that fucking fast and move on from it and not have and just completely lose all love just like that. Yo, you don't it takes you a long time to fall in love with somebody, right? It doesn't take you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to love somebody. It doesn't. You don't know what fucking love is if you loving somebody that quick, right? But it takes a very long time to really, really get to know somebody, to tap into their mind, to tap into their soul. And when you start to feel that you can't live without this person, is when you start falling in love with this person. This person is your everything. That takes a very long time. That's a long process. That's a lot of hard work. So for you to just shut it off like a light switch just like that, nah, you can't do that. So that's why I'm saying she loves me, right? But she's not going to admit it. She's not going to express herself to me in that regard. She wants to be left alone, right? She wants me to get better. She wants me to do what I gotta do. She's always been supportive of my dreams or whatever I wanted to do in life, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was changing jobs or pursuing a career or anything that I thought of, that I spoke to her about, you know, she was always like, look, I support you in anything. I support you in your decisions. You know, she was the type of woman that she didn't, you know, she wanted me there all the time. She wanted me there. You know, she didn't care about finances. She didn't care about struggling. She didn't care about any of that. Being broke, she didn't care. So long as I was there with her and we was doing this together and I was giving her all the love and attention and affection she wanted and she needed, she didn't care about none of that. We could have lived in a fucking cardboard box, me, her daughter. And she wouldn't give a fuck because she loved me and I loved her equally. Right? She didn't care about me being broke. She didn't care about any of that stuff. She just didn't want to lose me. She didn't want to lose me. She wanted me to be there for her. She wanted me to love her. That's all she fucking cared about. She didn't care about nothing fucking else. And I never really considered that, because as a man, I'm like, you know, I wanna take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? That's what a man is supposed to do, is take care of their family, provide for their family, make sure their family is good, and hold their family down in every fucking bad situation that comes our way. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't care about none of that, man. She just cared about me loving her, bro. And I'm really starting to see all of this shit now, man. I'm like, I've had all this time to fucking reflect. I've had all this time to just be like, damn, you know, I should have just followed her lead and do what she wanted me to do, and not be selfish and fucking try to, you know, do something else that will fuck everything else up for us, or get into these fucking feelings that was really not even fucking necessary, because she didn't fucking care. She just wanted me to be there for her, and she wanted me to love her. That was fucking it. That was it. She didn't care about nothing else. And now I'm starting to see all of that shit, man. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to speak to this girl again. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to see her daughter again and watch her daughter grow up. You know? I was the next best thing to a father figure to that little girl than anybody else, because she didn't have a father that gave a fuck about her. And I was there for 5 years. I watched her grow up. I don't know, man. Guys, man,